Good morning, my dear students. This is Bubbly Sheel, and we are going to start our new unit, that is Introduction to Computer System. So, before starting, I just want to introduce you regarding the computer. What is computer? Computer is an advanced electronic devices. You all know that from class 1 to class 12, we in every class we learn about what? Computer, and we know that what is computer? Computer is an electronic device. Every year we learn about what? Computer, this line only, that computer is an electronic device. But how computer could be an electronic device, isn't it? That is our main question rising right now. So computer is an advanced electronic device that takes raw data as input from the user and processes this data under the control of some set of instructions. We can call those set of instructions as program, and gives us the result or the required output which we have given as the input. That output we'll get, and we can utilize that output in our future uses as per our requirement, isn't it? Now next is, what is computer? How the computer has been developed? Computer is the combination of both hardware and software resources which can be integrated together and provides various functionalities to the user. Hardware, what is hardware right now? Hardware are the physical components of a computer, like the processor, memory devices, monitor, keyboard, etc. This all combination can be categorized as what? Your hardware. Okay, next, or we can say in our easy language, like in class 6th or 7th, you have learned about what are the hardware. Hardware are the physical component which we can see or touch, isn't it? Like monitor we can see and touch. These are what? Your hardware component, isn't it? Now what is software? Software is the set of program or instruction which are being giving to the computer, that this thing you have to do, or these instructions are being given by us such that we'll get the required output, isn't it? So that the instructions that are required by the hardware resources to perform various operation as per the requirement of user, these are what? Your software. Okay, right? You can see in this picture, like screen is there, monitor, speaker, mouse, microphone, keyboard, system unit, speaker. This all make what? Your a complete set of what? Your computer. Okay, next, in this topic we'll learn about what? Your evaluation of computing devices. Okay, what are the evaluation of computing devices, from where it has been originated? We'll learn this part. Okay, so you can see from the first generation we will learn. The first generation, in which year it has been invented, in 1940 to 56, the first generation period was evolved. Okay, what is the first generation? What or what all things we have done in our first generation? Okay, the first generation computer used what? Vacuum tubes and machine languages. What are the machine languages? The languages which the machine could be able to understand, those are known as what? Machine languages, that are being used for giving the instruction for performing the various kind of tasks. Okay, this computer were large in size and their programming was very difficult. Okay, and I could say that this was the large in size, as well as it has the price was also high. Okay, next is the electricity consumption was also very high in this computers. Okay, some computer of this generation are, I could give some example, like ENIAC is there, EDVAC, EDSAC, and UNIVAC 1. These all are the some of the examples I could categorize in this generation. The computers were available. Okay, these computers are very much large in size, and its programming was also very much difficult. Okay, next is, in this generation mainly batch processing operating system was used. Now the question arises, what is batch processing system, isn't it? So the batch processing system is the operating system that is used to define a job which has predefined sequence of commands, programs, or data as a single unit, or we can say the programs or instructions, or whatever the program or instruction which we are giving, that we are giving in a batch, or collectively we are giving. Okay, next, punch card, paper tape, and magnetic tape was used as input and output devices in this time of period. Okay, now next, the some of the questions may arise, like you may ask that what is punch card, madam, paper type, tape, and magnetic tape, isn't it? So punch card, what is punch card right now? Punch card are the paper cards, okay, like in which holes may be punched by hand or machine to represent the computer data and instructions. Okay, some of the punch are being you can see in the OMR sheets. Okay, some punches are being developed there. Those punches are known as what? Punch cards that has been punched by the computer. Okay, next is your paper tape. What is paper tape? The slow or low capacity sequential storage medium which is used on earlier computing and communication devices, or the basic thing I could say, like you may have seen it, like some people come in your home for like the electricity people come in your home for cutting the billing purpose, no? So they are having some devices carrying with them. So in that devices some roll paper are being inserted. That type of roll paper is known as what? Your paper tape. Okay, next is your magnetic tape. What is magnetic tape? Magnetic tape is the long and narrow strip of plastic that okay, like in the older days, you can see, you can have seen about like tape recorder, isn't it? In the tape recorder, the small thin shape like plastic thin rolled tape is there, that is known as what? Your magnetic tape. Okay, these are used as what? Your input and output devices in during this generation. Okay, the computers in this generation used machine code as what? Your programming languages. Next is your second generation. The second generation period has started from 1956 to 63. In the second generation computer, the vacuum tubes were replaced by transistors. Okay, now what do you mean by transistor? Transistors is a device that regulates current or voltage flow and acts as a switch or gate for electronic signal. Using that transistor, the flow of signal could be passed. Okay, next, they require only 1/10 of the power required by the tube. It only means that in the second generation, the power consumption which was requiring in first generation was uh, uh, compared compared low. Okay, in this generation, computer generated less heat and were reliable as compared to your previous generation, like in your first generation computer. The first operating system developed in this generations are IBM 1620, IBM 7094, next is CDC 1604 are the examples of this generation computer. In second generation, the magnetic cores were used as the primary memory, and magnetic tape and magnetic disk are the secondary storage devices. In this generation, the assembly language and high level language, assembly language can be categorized as a middle level languages, and high level programming language like Fortran, COBOL were used. The computers used batch processing and multi-programming operating system. In this, both the operating systems were used. Okay, batch processing also and multi-programming. Multi-programming operating system means that multiple programs can be run at a time. Next is your third generation computer. In the third generation computer, the period was from 1964 to 71. Okay, the third generation computer were replaced transistors with integrated circuits. Okay, the integrated circuits could be known as what? A chip. From small scale integrated circuit, from small scale integrated circuit which had 10 transistors per chip, technology developed to MSI. MSI means multi-scale integrated circuits. Okay, with 100 transistors per chip. These computers were smaller, faster, and more reliable as compared to your previous generation, in your first generation and second generation. The high-level languages invented in this generation. In the previous generation, the high-level languages was interrupted, but not so much. But as compared your third generation, the integrated circuit was invented by Jack Kilby. This development made computers smaller in size, reliable, and efficient as compared to the other generations inventions. Okay, next, in this generation, the remote processing, time sharing, multi-programming operating systems were used. High-level languages like Fortran 2 to 4 Fortran 2 to 4, COBOL, Pascal, PL1 Basic, Argyle 68, etc. were used as the higher level language programming during this generation. Okay. IBM 360, Honeywell 6000 are some of the examples of computer which were used in this generation. Next is your fourth generation computer. In the fourth generation computer, the period was from 1972 to 1980. The LSI and VLSI were used in this generation. Now, what is LSI and what is VLSI? Okay, LSI is large scale integration. Okay, large scale integration. These are the processes of integrating or embedding thousands of transistors on single silicon semiconductor microchip. The LSI technologies was conceived in mid 1970s when computer processor microchip were under development. But right now LSI is no longer in use. And what is VLSI? VLSI is very large scale integration. This reduces the effective cost of the devices as well as it increases the operating speed of circuits. Using VLSI, it requires less power than discrete component. It also increases the reliability and occupies a relatively smaller area as compared to your LSI. Okay, these two were used in this generation, and as a result the microprocessor came into the existence, and the computers using this technology known to be the microcomputer. In the previous generation, the computer were their size was too big, so for operating it requires it is not flexible to use as compared to this generation. Now the high capacity hard disk were invented. This is a great development in data communication. Data communication means what? The data is being passed. Okay, next, fourth generation computer became more powerful, compact, reliable, and affordable. As a result, it gave rise to personal computer, which we say PC, which we use right now in every home. Okay, in this generation, time sharing, real-time networks, distributed operating systems were used. All the high-level languages like C, C++, database management system, etc. were used in this generation. Next is your fifth generation. The period was from 1980 to present, and as well as it will be continued for the further in future. Okay, next is fifth generation computing devices were based on artificial intelligence. Okay, or we can say the machine intelligence. It is the artificial brain. Okay, are still in development, though there are some applications such as voice recognition which you are using right now. No, in Google also, while you are typing, you are not required to type. You can say it, and the content will be typed. Okay, in WhatsApp also there are various features. You can say record your voice and it would be sent. And this all are what your artificial intelligence, or we can say the voice recognition part it is, that are being used today. The use of parallel processing and superconductors is helping to make artificial intelligence a reality. The quantum computation and molecular and nanotechnology will radically change the face of computers in years to come. There are some computer types of this generations are like desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook. Okay, this all are what the computer types which are being used in this generation. Next topic is our component of a computer system. You can see this is the block diagram of your component of computer system. Okay, in the middle you can see this is the CPU. Under that the CPU comprises of two units, that is control unit, and next one is your arithmetic logic unit. The input devices gives the instructions to the CPU. Next, the in this unit all the instructions are being processed, and after processing we get the instruction through the output devices. Okay, next, the CPU while you are processing the when it comes to control unit, all the data comes to the main memory. In the main memory all the data are being processed. After that some data are being come in the secondary memory. This secondary memory is known as what? Your auxiliary memory also. Okay, next, in the above diagram you can see that both control unit or CU, control unit short form is what? CU, and the arithmetic and logic unit ALU, combined called as what? Your central processing unit. Let's describe about all the units as I have described in the block diagram itself, but we'll go through in the deep. Next is first the processor unit, or we can say the CPU. CPU is what? CPU is the brain of the computer system. All the major calculation which we are doing in the computer system are done through what? Your CPU. Okay, and made in what? Your CPU, and it is also responsible for activation and controlling the operation of other unit. Okay, this unit consists of two major components, that are arithmetic logic unit and control unit. What is arithmetic logic unit? The arithmetic logic unit performs all the arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. It also uses logical operation also, like less than, greater than, like comparison of two things can be also performed in what? In your arithmetic logic unit. Next one is your control unit. What is control unit? The control unit of a CPU controls the entire operation of your computer. Next, it also controls all devices such as memory or input-output devices connected to what? Your CPU. The control unit fetches instructions from the memory and decodes the instruction and interprets the instruction to know what the tasks are to be performed, and send the suitable control instruction to the other component to perform for the necessary steps to execute the instructions. Next is input or output unit. What is input or output unit? The input output consists of devices which are being used to transmit the information between the external world and the computer memory. Whatever you are giving the information are the external world information, and that information are being given to where? In your computer memory, but the signals are being transmitted. Okay, the information fed through the input unit is stored in computer's memory for processing, and the final results stored in memory can be recorded or displayed on the output medium. Next is your memory unit. What is memory unit? It is the essential component of a digital computer. It is where all data, intermediate and final results are stored. From the main storage or an input unit are transferred to the computer's memory, where they are available for processing. This memory unit is used to hold the instructions to be executed and data to be processed. Next is in the you can see in the memory there are two types of memory. First one is primary memory and second one is your secondary memory. The primary memory has a direct link with input unit and the output unit. It stores the input data and intermediate calculation results. And in the secondary memory, this primary storage is not able to store data permanently for future use. So some other types of storage technology is required to store the data permanently for longer time, like you can use the pen drives or CDs for storing the data for permanently, and it is called as what? A secondary or